In this segment today, we're going to be talking about felt washers. Felt washers are fantastic in light tackle applications. Today, we're going to be running through what to look for in terms of wear, and we're also going to show you how to service a drag stack that has got felt washers. The main cause of failure with felt washers is when people leave their reels with the drags turned way up on them. What this does is over time, it actually compresses the felt, and you'll see that they will develop an inner ridge and an outer ridge. This greatly reduces the surface area and pretty makes your drag system not work very well whatsoever. Another thing that can happen with felt washers is the centers of them can sometimes become elongated, or as you can see here, this edge is actually torn. Again, that felt washer is no good and would need to be replaced. Here I've got a Certate 1003. I'll show you how to remove the stack. This is a finesse reel, so it only has one felt washer in there. You'll find the finesse reels will, the majority of the time, have one felt washer, and your standard reels will have 3 felt washers. So we just simply remove the click plate retainer. Again, I like to use tweezers. It grips the retainer well, means you can get it out without scratching that inner lip on the spool. The click plate then comes out, just simply like that. And then you can see here, we have our felt washer. Now, some of our reels will have a white felt washer in them, or multiple white felt washers, and some of them will have a black felt washer just like this. Now, both of them can be treated the same, cleaned the same, and re-greased with the same grease. The color is different, but either one, they are very similar, and you can simply treat them the same. So what we're going to do with this washer is we're going to go ahead and show you how to clean it, show you how to re-grease it and what we use, and then we're going to reinstall it in the reel. To clean a felt washer, again, we want to use our soft bristled brush. As always, we certainly don't want to use a brush that's got metal bristles or a brush that's too harsh. That can actually damage the felt washer, and we don't want that to happen. So a soft brush, and I like to give them a brush just like this. This helps the solvent actually penetrate the felt and remove any of the old grease. You can submerge them just like that in the solvent, but simply and easily as that, that has removed all the old grease. Now what we want to do is, with a clean rag, is just dry that felt washer and remove any of that excess solvent. This is a very important step. If there's still solvent left on a felt washer and we put our fresh grease on there, the solvent will react with the grease and we won't get the desired effect. The grease won't penetrate the felt washer, and that could potentially affect our drag performance. So after we've cleaned the felt, we always want to make sure that it's absolutely as dry as we can get it, just like that. And now this washer is ready to be re-greased and reinstalled. To re-grease a felt washer, we recommend the DSG 300. It says on the container here a heavy-duty drag grease, which it absolutely is and does a fantastic job of that. But due to this grease's properties, as you can see, it's a very tacky grease. This is absolutely ideal for a felt drag washer. So I like to use my finger, simply get some of the grease, and I start to work the grease into the drag washer just like this. It's very important with a felt drag washer that we don't just wipe some on the outside. It's important that we work the grease into the drag washer just like this. You might need a little bit more grease as the felt absorbs some of it. And we just move the grease around just like this. You'll actually feel the washer absorb some of the grease. Just like that. It's important that the felt washer absorbs a good amount of the grease and that we don't over-grease the felt washers. Over-greasing the felt washers can potentially harm the performance of your drag. Putting more grease on there won't do anything good for the drag stack. You don't want to over-grease them. You want to put a moderate amount on there and work it in. And if by accident you put too much on, simply wipe some of it off with a rag. But just like that, the grease is now worked into that washer, and that's ready to go back in the stack and go back in the spool. So now that we've re-greased our felt drag washer, we simply want to drop it back into the spool just like that. We take our click plate, that goes on top, and our click plate retainer locates into the groove in the top of the spool. Just like that. Now it's important to remember that I said at the start that this is a finesse spool, so it's only running one felt washer. Now if your reel is not a finesse reel and it's running 3 of the felt washers, it's important to get the order correct. You must start with a felt washer, then you'd have a metal washer, another felt, another metal, and then another felt. Your click plate would then go on top, and then the click plate retainer. So there you have it. That's how you service a drag stack that's got felt washers in it. Just to recap, you want to use the DSG 300. It's absolutely ideal for this application. It'll keep your drag systems running at their very best.